Hello everyone, I'm Dr. Wang. In this episode, we're going to introduce the word
yínháng,
which means bank in English. Why is the institution that manages money called
yínháng,
in Chinese? Well, in the era when silver was used as currency, it was used for transactions. The companies or institutions that managed these currencies were called
yínháng.
From this definition, we can see that the first character of
yínháng,
is silver, and the second character is institution. Let's break down the meanings of these two characters. First, let's look at
yín,
the left part of
yín,
is its radical, which is a gold,
jing,
and in Chinese, all elements related to metals have this radical. Take a look at the periodic table of elements. You'll see that the names of all metal elements in Chinese include the radical for
jing,
silver is a type of metal, so it has radical
jing,
but before we explore
yín,
let's take a look at the radical
jing,
itself. Early on, people noticed that most gold nuggets are scattered, so from pictograms, you can see 4 small dots representing small pieces of gold. These dots are interspersed within the character for earth,
土,
representing that gold is in the earth. The horizontal stroke above represents the ground, so gold is beneath the surface. As for the human shape above, experts haven't precisely explained its meaning. We can think of it as a person standing above a gold mine to help with memory.
jing,
Can also be used as a standalone word, meaning gold. When used as a radical in simplified Chinese, it gets simplified. We'll explain this further shortly. The pronunciation of
jing,
is similar to the English word gin, like the drink. So, we'll provide a bottle of golden gin to help you associate
jing,
with its Chinese pronunciation.
jing,
When learning to write,
jing,
imagine a person standing above a gold mine with the radical ren at the top. Then, draw a horizontal stroke to represent the ground. Next, add the character for earth with 2 small gold nuggets. Ensure you follow the stroke order according to Chinese writing rules, which is from top to bottom and from left to right. As you practice this, visualize yourself savoring a golden gin. This method will help you understand the essence of
jing,
Now, let's practice writing the strokes for
jing, 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 jing.
After learning
jing,
let's move on to
yín,
the radical for
yín,
is
yín,
with the right part adding the character.
更,
The character
更,
when you look at its top and left side, resembles an incomplete
mu,
which represents an eye in Chinese pictograms. When
mu,
is used as an independent character, it rotates 90 degrees to become a vertically standing shape. To remember this, think of a person with wide open eyes. In Chinese, describing someone with big eyes is likened to a cowbell hanging around a cow's neck, and cows make a moo sound. So, you can use the image of a cow with large, wide open eyes and the sound moo to remember the character.
mu,
When comparing
mu,
and
更,
you'll notice a gap in the lower right corner of
更,
In Chinese culture, there's an idiom that says when people see money, their pupils dilate or their eyes widen with excitement. Now, considering the gap in the lower right corner of
更,
can you envision it symbolizing money or wealth, causing the eye to open wide in anticipation? Now, let's practice writing the strokes for
mu, 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 mu.
below.
mu,
You'll find the character.
比,
Originally,
比,
represented a ladle or spoon in its early forms. From the evolution of its written form, you can see its resemblance to a ladle. Now, within the gap of
mu,
there appears
比,
resembling a silver ladle reflected in the eye. This might remind you of the saying, born with a silver spoon in one's mouth, which describes someone born into a wealthy family. This cleverly combines with the character,
银,
which long represented the precious metal used as currency, especially during the Silver Standard era. To remember the pronunciation and meaning of
比,
you can connect it with be a baby with a silver spoon in mouth. This association can help you recall both the pronunciation of
比,
and its meaning. By the way, in modern times, be no longer represents a ladle but has transformed into a sharp dagger. Now, let's practice writing the strokes for
比, 比, 比.
After learning
木
and
比
Let's combine these two characters to form.
更
The contemporary usage of
更
has completely departed from its original meaning in written language. It is now applied in the context of the 8 trigrams, where it represents a mountain. Mountains are stationary, sturdy, difficult to conquer, and often impassable. Therefore, gan carries the meanings of stillness, solidity, resilience, and difficulty to overcome. It is hard to get. To remember the pronunciation and meaning of
更
you can borrow get. Now, let's practice writing the strokes for
更更更更更更更
We often use the word
银
to describe a specific color, silver. To help you associate the Chinese pronunciation of
银
with its meaning, imagine a building painted in a shiny silver color, an yin. Silver, being a precious metal, has the effect of dilating pupils, as if you've just seen a silver spoon that you can hold in your mouth. Using this visualization can make it easier to remember the Chinese character yin
银
and its meaning. Now, let's practice writing the strokes for yin.
银银银银银银银银银银银银银银
When the character
金
is used as an individual word, there is no change in its simplified version in simplified Chinese. In traditional Chinese characters, the radical
金
for
银
or any other metal characters is always a complete.
金
However, in the simplified Chinese system, when
金
is used as a radical in other characters, the 2 small gold nuggets and half of the horizontal stroke at the bottom of
土
are omitted, resulting in a simplified version of the
金
radical. So now, not only have you learned the traditional character for
银
but you've also learned its simplified counterpart. Now, let's practice writing the simplified version of the strokes for
银银银银银银银银银银银银
Next, let's explore
行
the second character of
银行
which means institute. Originally,
行
represented roads extending in all directions, symbolizing easy movement, and it meant to walk or to do. Its pronunciation is
行
over time, its application expanded to include industries or institutions that involve interaction, and its pronunciation changed to
行
for example,
银行
is the institution where currency transactions are stored or exchanged. Banks, being high-level financial institutions, just like other business shops or companies, typically prefer to locate in easily accessible areas, facilitating financial transactions for people and businesses. You can often see prominent signs of various institutions or shops hanging at the entrances of buildings or on the walls of buildings. So, we can use the English word hang to help remember the Chinese character.
行
When writing,
行
you can imagine yourself drawing a map with interconnected roads in the middle, representing pathways to various businesses or institutions. Image there are big signs hanging on signify spots indicating their services. This way, you'll remember both the character and pronunciation of
行
Now, let's practice writing the strokes for
行行行行行行行行行行行行行
This is the explanation for
银行
Using the scaffolding theory, we've offered an aid to assist you in remembering both the pronunciation and character of
银行
How do you feel about it? Now, let's embark on an intriguing challenge. As previously mentioned,
行
has 2 distinct pronunciations. When used to signify smooth actions or the act of doing something smoothly, its pronunciation is
行
However, when employed to denote industries or institutions, its pronunciation transforms into
行
Now, we present you with a sentence comprising 7 consecutive instances of
行行行行行行行
Can you decipher its pronunciation and meaning? To break it down, the first, third, and fifth
行
pertain to industries, while the second, fourth, and final
行
allude to executing tasks smoothly. Consequently, this sentence conveys the message, mastering this trade,
航行
excelling in that profession,
航行
empowers you to excel in every trade.
航行
Let's recite it together.
航行航行
Thank you for joining us, and I extend my heartfelt wishes for your continued success in all your endeavors.
航行
In conclusion, we've provided an enjoyable and memorable approach to learning Chinese pronunciations and characters, employing a creative method grounded in scaffolding learning theory. We appreciate your participation in this educational series. If you found our teaching approach valuable and engaging in your Chinese learning journey, please give us a thumbs up and show your support. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel to access more teaching episodes. Furthermore, consider recommending our teaching videos to friends who may be interested in learning Chinese, aiding them in overcoming the challenges that can accompany learning a new language. Your support and encouragement are greatly appreciated. We look forward to reconnecting with you in the next episode.